Welcome to the Level 1 Lounge, where we give our uneducated take on everything and anything gaming related. Grab your controllers and get ready because we're going to talk about all of the upcoming games coming out this month. We're going to jump right into it. But before we do that, of course, I'm your host this week, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. As always, I am being joined by my two co-hosts, Rider Pride 639 and Agent Maverick 86. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Good. Ryder, gotta say, it's nice to see you safe and sound back in Canada after all
Yeah.
of the drama there
good
in
to,
PV.
yeah, good to be back on home soil, that's for sure.
I bet. So, like I said, we are just going to jump right into it. No burning question this week, but we're going to talk about all the releases that are coming out this month to all the different platforms. So, we're going to take a look first at games that have already been released, or by the time this video comes out, that have already been released. So, one that we've talked a lot about, well, I think it's Phil Spencer Jr.'s talked a lot about.
Yeah.
Came out on third for Nintendo Switch 2, that being Blueprints. I think, Ryder, you've played that as well, right?
Yeah, I played that one on PS5.
Right. What'd you think of it?
Actually, super fun game. It's definitely very different when it comes to the roguelike genre. The puzzle solving aspect of it is a lot of fun to get into. This one got quite a lot of accolades, especially in the Game of the Year categories and whatnot. So very well deserved. Very good game.
Also came out on the third was Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. That came out for PC, Xbox Series X, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Legacy of Kain is a game that we grew up with back on
Yeah,
the PS1 days.
yeah, they did a quick if when we did our reaction to the state of play, they actually kind of highlighted this game, right? So, um, this one was kind of expected after they did the Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered last year. So this wasn't really a shock that they were going to do this as well.
Also came out already on the third, I should say, was Pilgrim EX for PC, Xbox Series S and X, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not a really big Scott Pilgrim fan, so it's not this one really wasn't on my radar. So
This one actually, there's been a lot of people that have been really happy with the direction of this game. I mean, there are quite a few Scott Pilgrim fans out there with that type of beat 'em up. So, I mean, have another good one like that come out. It's good.
looking into the fifth, this is what came out Marathon from the creators of Halo and Destiny. That came out on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. How are we feeling on Marathon? Did anybody play the Server Slam?
Tried. As soon as Phil Spencer described it a little bit more, I figured, yeah, this is not gonna be really my cup of tea. Another extraction shooter where, I mean, it's going to be kind of closer to arc raiders with more competitive and people that are more likely to fire upon you rather than helping you out. So
Yeah, that's kind of what I
yeah,
gathered too. Is it's going to be more focused on the gunplay rather than like the looting aspect of it. So I'll kind of hold off on this one. I've got arc raiders to carry me through on that side of things. So we'll see what happens.
Also come out on the 5th for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series S and X, PC, and Nintendo Switch was Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse. Haven't heard anything about that one. So,
No, haven't heard of it.
the newest Pokemon game, Pokopia, comes out, or came out on the 5th for the Nintendo Switch 2. So, Pokemon doing Pokemon things. Coming out on the 5th for early access on PC, Slay the Spire 2. Now, Ryder Pride, you are a big fan of the original Slay the Spire game, so
Yes,
I bet you're looking
absolutely.
forward to this one.
I am very much looking forward to this. The one thing I'm definitely hoping for, I really hope they do keep the Twitch integration module, which basically, yeah, so I mean, you can play the game on stream and your community can actually influence how your game progresses, how your deck gets built, what moves you end up doing, what choices you make during certain events and things like that. So I hope they keep it. The modding community did a fantastic job with a lot of the various mods for Slay the Spire for the original. So I'm very excited to see where this one goes.
All right, now we're looking ahead to games that will be released later this month. We start off with Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake, and that's coming out for the PC, Xbox Series S and X, PS5, and Nintendo Switch 2. Have any of us played any of the Fatal Frame games? I know I haven't.
No, I
No,
haven't either.
but the concept, like I guess I'm the one that plays the horror games, right? Like I just finished playing Requiem. Phenomenal game, by the way. First 10 of the 10 out of 10 of this year. Um, this one it looks very interesting. Going around taking photos of ghosts. I mean, kind of seems cool. Not sure this one's going to be one that I'll be looking to pick up anytime soon. Maybe a deep sale. I'll look at picking it up, but at this point, I got to be very picky and choosy what I play. I got enough of a backlog. You guys give me enough grief about that too. So,
Also coming out on the 12th, John Carpenter sticks his toes in the video game world when he releases Toxic Commando. That is going to be coming out for the PC, the Xbox Series X, S, and X, and PS5. I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter, of his movies. Halloween, the original Halloween from 1978, is my favorite horror movie of all time. Love movies like They Live. They Live. Assault on Precinct 13. So seeing him do a video game, I'm all for it. I cannot wait to see what this game is about, and we only have to wait a couple more days to see what this is all about. So it's one I'm looking forward to, most definitely. How about you guys?
uh, again, another one that I'll look at deep sale.
Doesn't interest me at all, unfortunately.
I'll give it a shot just because it's John Carpenter. Also coming out on the 12th on the PC is Solasta 2. This one interest anyone?
Me, actually, I did play the first
Cool.
Solasta. The Solasta Chronicle. It plays a lot like Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
So it's got that very D&D-esque, even though it's not technically D&D, but actually is, but not really. Even though it is, but it's not. So you kind of get the idea. So they're really kind of skirting that line of is it D&D or isn't it? But it uses a lot of the same mechanics. It's almost like the perfect mix of D&D and Pathfinder, basically. The first Solasta, like I said, was really, really well put together. I think the main game had like 3 different stories in it. And it had a whole slew of voice cast for all the various characters. So I hope that Solasta 2 does the same thing. You know, as long as there's a lot of voice acting, it kind of keeps that whole D&D feel to it. I'll probably be interested in this one.
Very cool. How about you, Maverick?
No, not offhand. I still have to get my way through Baldur's Gate 3, so I think another game that's quite similar. Yeah, at this point, unfortunately, hard pass. Just
You
because
sure?
I
There's a
haven't been enough
barbarian.
dude, I'm still playing as a barbarian in Baldur's Gate 3, and I still have to start over because it's been so long since I've played.
All right. The next game that is coming up for PC and PS5 on the 12th is 1348 Ex Voto. I was actually looking this one up earlier, and a little bit of controversy surrounding it, but we won't get into it. So
I'd
thoughts on
never
this
even
one?
heard of this one.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not familiar with the controversy. Keeping that aspect out of things, um, it's been on my radar for a little bit, but there's another game that's going to be coming out shortly that we're going to be discussing here in the next little while. That is going to be absorbing way too much time of my life. So unfortunately, this one is going to be another one that I'm going to have to hold off on for a little while, at least, anyways.
Let's see. That brings us through the 12th. The 13th, there's only one release coming for that one. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. That is coming up for the PC, Xbox Series S and X, PS5, and Nintendo Switch 2. I think we've dogged on Monster Hunter series quite a bit.
It's definitely a series that, as you know, it's a beloved series, but it's never one that I've ever found an interest in.
Same.
So
Yeah, the loop is a little dry, I think. I want to like that series so much. I can't.
So that was the only release for the 13th. Another release for the March 18th, coming up Nintendo Switch 2, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Shogun, so has my interest. What about you guys?
This one looked interesting. I think we've seen a little bit of it during the last Nintendo um, showcase. It looks good. Um, it at this point though. I mean, I kind of feel the games like this are starting to be a more common thread though as well. So
Mhm.
we'll see how it does. I m- maybe I'd pick that one up, but not enough interest quite yet.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as much as I have a Switch too, I mean, I've got games to play on there already.
Hmm.
Yeah, this one didn't quite seem like it would fit in my genre.
Let's see. That was the 18th. So we're at the 19th. Two releases coming out on the 19th. Uh, Maverick, you've been talking a bit about this one coming up for the PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5 will be Crimson Desert.
Yes, I am very excited for this game. There's so much behind this game. I remember when it was announced shortly after the PlayStation 5 was actually, I think they showed off the hardware and they showed off this game. And I really thought that it was further along in development. And the funny thing is the development was it was fairly deep in development already, but
Mhm.
the sheer size of this game has just been it's huge. It's a massive game. So because of that, I think they've had to put a little bit more focus and a little bit more work into it. I really, really, really hope this is a good one. Uh, I've heard that for anyone that wants to explore in this game, you're looking at approximately 200 hours to complete this game.
Which
So it's not going to be a tiny
definitely
game.
piques my interest. As you know
Yes.
me, I'm an explorer. I love to
Yep.
explore every single nook and cranny in games. This one kind of interested me as well. I don't know if I'll be picking this one up right away. Especially considering that again, much like Mavic, I'm trying to keep my backlog of games down to a minimum as it is. It's definitely going to be higher up on my priority list of games to try and get into. But whether or not I get into it day one is going to be kind of a bit of a coin flip.
I've already pre-ordered it. I'll let you know how it is. I played
All
it day one.
surprise right here.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. Well, not that shocked.
Yeah.
Also coming out on the 19th for the PC, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Like, looks like the PS5 exclusivity is run out, and they're finally porting it over to the PC like they did the original Death Stranding game. This one might be one I'll check out. I've got to finish the original Death Stranding game, though. Now that I've got a controller, maybe it'll be a little
Enjoy
easier.
that port because
Mhm.
according to news sources in the last few
Might be
days,
the last one.
Sony is no longer going to be porting anything over to Steam. And I think that they're trying to do a little bit more exclusivity because Steam Box is coming out. They don't want to have any of their games there. Xbox is wanting to do integration with Steam as well for their next generation. So they want to make sure that people actually have a reason to buy their next system. So I don't see this one this is going to be one of the last ones you're going to see ported to PC.
I think Xbox is doing the right thing when you do the integration, and Sony's alienating a portion of their customer base.
I mean, it's not really their customer base though,
No,
right? Like, I
I
mean,
think you know what I mean.
yeah, but I mean, they're Steam's not taking any money from the PlayStation library. It is going to
Mhm.
Sony when they sell those games,
Right.
but they want to be able to sell the systems. Xbox is going to start making very similar decisions. They just haven't announced it yet. We talked about that last week. It's going to happen.
Mhm.
The console wars are going to be back wars.
Coming out on the 25th for the Nintendo Switch 2 will be Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's finally getting ported over to the Nintendo Switch 2. I think
It's not
Ryder,
really
it's Mrs.
it's not really a port per se.
Oh, okay.
It's an
It's more or less
upgrade.
just it's basically like an engine upgrade is really all it
Oh,
is.
okay.
But chances
I
are
think
pretty good.
you're-
I'll probably get the upgrade because we already have the original Dreamlight Valley. So I think we
Okay.
just pay like a small little. I think we play like a small little bit to upgrade it to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
10 or 15 bucks.
Something like that, yeah. Chances are pretty good I'll probably get it because that's a game that Mrs. Ryder
I was just gonna
had
say.
enjoyed in the past. Yeah, so I'll probably get her the upgrade so that way if she wants to play it, she can.
Coming out on March 26th on the PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5 will be Life is Strange Reunion. It's being billed as the final story in the Max Caulfield storyline. I know I don't think any of us played any of the Life is Strange games, so this one's kind of low on our list, if it's even on our list.
It definitely wasn't on mine. I know a lot of people that do play it. I know a lot of people that enjoy those particular games. So I'm excited for them to get it. But yeah, no,
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not a game for me.
I mean, if Life is Strange is anything like the one game I played, Tell Me Why, I might be into it. So I don't know. I'd have to give the first one a play though.
I think they're different stories, though. I think you
Mhm.
can basically, it's kind of like Final Fantasy almost. You can jump in at any point. I
I
could be
think they're all in
mistaken
the
with
same
that,
world
though.
though.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I know that this game is directly linked to the first one, and then another one along the way. I don't know. I don't much like you guys. I don't follow the Life is Strange franchise. So, but for the people who are excited for it, I am happy for them. Also coming out on the 26th for Nintendo Switch 2 will be the Midnight Walk. I think we've been seeing. I think we saw.
Yeah, it's just a
Previews for that?
Nintendo Switch port to. It's just a port to the Switch 2. So it's not like it's anything different. Upgraded
Right.
engine with that one as well.
It was South of Midnight that you played that you weren't really.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean, I think we talked about that one enough too. That even Phil Spencer Jr. said that was his disappointing pick
Mhm.
of the year.
Yeah, I remember that because I was watching that podcast earlier. Also coming out on the 26th for the Nintendo Switch 2, the latest in the Mario Brothers
This is
pantheon of
another
games. Mario
engine.
Brothers,
This is
Super
another
Mario
engine
Brothers Wonder.
upgrade. It's
Mm.
another engine upgrade. So Wonder came out 2 years ago. It's just getting a new version.
Oh, okay. So it'll be going from Switch to Switch 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then finally coming out on March 27th will be Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection for the PS5, PS4, Xbox Series S and X, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo
Yep.
Switch.
Yep.
Wow. Xbox One. Okay. I didn't
Still
think that
getting
they
some
were,
love.
I didn't think that they were releasing any more games for the Xbox One.
Well, I
This
mean,
is not
the
a
PS4 is on
demanding
that
game.
list too.
It's not a demanding game, right?
No.
Like the engine is it's an older series of games. They're not even really mastering it. It's just here you go. All of them are included.
Yeah. That being said, I'll probably give this one a look because I know Phil Spencer and I will be we're big fans of the Blue Bomber. So
Yep.
I've yet to play those.
Given your reaction to the Mega Man announcement at the Game Awards. No,
Which is
Yeah.
still stupid. 2 years out. 2
I don't
years
know.
out.
I don't
Make
know
that
what
make
they're doing
sense.
with that, but
Perfect segue
knows?
into our actual conversation, though. Hey,
Yeah, exactly. So that is the month at a glance for games that are coming out this month. So now we're going to transition into Where Are They Pod? Which games that have been announced are we wanting information on? So we have a few that we want to talk about. So I think we should just get into it. I'm seeing one between the two of you. Why don't we start with that one with Star Wars Eclipse because you two both want to talk about that one.
You know what, Ryder? I think everybody's going to be sick and tired of hearing my voice because my list is a little bit longer than you guys, and
Yeah,
I'll give a
just a
little
bit.
bit of
By
little
3,
insight
okay.
on why. But yeah, please go ahead.
So this one was announced. Where did we see this one? I believe this one was a Video Game Awards announcement.
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah.
2024.
So
yeah.
I think.
so we saw this one announced at the Video Game Awards, And there wasn't really a whole lot to the trailer either. It was like a couple of like a couple of like background sceneries, and then Star Wars Eclipse, and it was like, oh yeah, sweet, we're getting a new Star Wars game, and then radio
Radio
silence.
silence. Nothing.
Ever since then, we haven't heard a thing about it. As I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I am the Star Wars guy. There's a bunch of Star Wars novels sitting in my shelf over here. I got a Star Wars book sitting on my nightstand beside my bed that I'm getting into.
See the Mandalorian next to you.
Yeah, there's we got the Mando mug right over here. There is. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely the Star Wars guy when it comes to, or at least my knowledge of the lore going all the way back to the Old Republic. So yeah, I want to know more about what the heck. We don't even know what this game is. Like, is it a shooter? Is it a strategy game? Is it an RPG? Like, what the heck is it?
Actually, there is a little bit of information. This is Quantic Dreams. So it's going to be kind of like Detroit Become Human. You're making choices and quick time events, and that's going to be that kind of focus. So there's going to be there'll be multiple chapters and multiple choices that you're going to be able to make that's going to impact the story. Kind of like a telltale almost, but a little bit more interactive. Not much more, but just a little bit more. So that's if you're familiar with Life is like, well, there was Heavy Rain. And there was Detroit Become Human. I mentioned that one. There's a couple games kind of in that genre. That's what Eclipse is going to be. So I am excited for this game as well. This is this was a development team. I think I'm gonna have to double check out. We'll need an educational patch next week if I'm wrong, but this was actually a development team that I thought was near dead, and they revitalized it and brought it back with a game like this. They got additional funding to be able to keep the doors open. So I'm very excited. Or it's a studio that's very similar. So I am excited for that because it's going to be more of a storytelling kind of. That's where I'm going to kind of enjoy this one a little bit more too, I think.
Maverick, why don't you talk about another one on your list?
Sure. Okay. So this one has been confirmed by developers. It is a single player game, story based. Combat's going to be like God of War, and it's going to have a very, very, very deep story. Uh, the game that I'm talking about, it's based off of a graphic novel, and I should have grabbed it before, so apologize for that. But
Unprepared.
The Last Ronin is getting
Mm.
a video game. So I am very excited for this. We haven't seen anything. They announced that it's coming. You're going to have a particular turtle. If you're familiar with the story, you already know who it is. It makes the story that much heartbreaking, and I'm here for it. I'm a sadist when it comes to this, unfortunately. But it just, that depth of story that's going to be behind it is going to be, if done right, could be done really well.
Mhm.
You're going to have access to all the turtles' weapons, plus a single player storyline and a brutal combat. I'm here for it. It's going to be a rated M game. So I cannot wait to see something about this game. I've been hearing rumors that we're going to see a little bit about this at Summer Games Fest. Nothing's
Oh, that'd
been
be nice.
concrete, but we should be getting some kind of trailer or gameplay at some point this summer. I am not foreseeing this game to be released till probably late 2027, if not late. So it is a ways out, but I want this game now, and I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting one for sure. I still need to read The Last Ronin, but I know the story a little bit, so. But
Yeah, if you're you know which turtle it is,
Mhm.
it's so much heartbreaking to see that kind of change in the character, and I I just it breaks my heart, but I also realize like it also shows the depth of that character to be able to go through something so traumatic, to and to be able to be in this situation to try to overcome it. So
Right.
I'm here for it, and I want to know more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. Same with me. Ryder, let's go over to you. What's another one you're looking for information on?
Well, I know we've talked about this one quite a bit here on the pod, and as
Division
far
3.
as we know, it's still stuck in development hell with no news as to where it is. We know the coffin is there, but the nails are missing, so we don't know what the heck is going on. And we're talking about the Knights of the Old Republic remake. This one was announced many moons ago. I think as far back as like 2017, 2018, somewhere around there, where the first whispers of it
It
were
was
being announced.
2020, and it was when the PlayStation 5 was announced.
Right.
Oh,
I think
wow.
there were still talks even before then too. Like they were just kind of like more or less whispers, but not like official announcements type of thing. But yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the 2020 was about the time when they finally said, "Hey, this is coming," and then we're right back to radio silence. There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of talk. It's been shuffled through a couple of development studios already. And yeah, there's still nothing on it. A lot of people are basically assuming that it's DOA, but there hasn't
Oh, I'm
really
one of them.
been, yeah, and but there hasn't really been any confirmation that it's DOAs. That's why I said like the coffin is there, but the nails haven't been put in yet. So whether or not it's here or if it's dead or if it's still in production is completely beyond us at this stage. So I'm still holding out hope that something can come of it because and again, I'm the Star Wars guy. I absolutely loved the original Knights of the Old Republic. I played it on PC. Heck, I've played it on mobile. You can get it on Android and iOS now too, which is kind of wild. But yeah, I really hope that there's going to be more to it.
You really do just wait and see. But there's already also a lot of other Star Wars games coming out in the meantime too. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I
we'll
mean, Jedi
get more
3 is
updates.
in development is another one.
3,
There
Fate of
was
the
a
Old
We
Republic,
just saw Fate of the Old Republic. Yeah.
yeah, I was just about to
new
mention
pod
that
racing
one.
game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, wouldn't it be funny if Fate of the Old Republic actually ends up being what KOTOR remake is supposed to be?
I almost think that that's the direction it's going to be. They're going to be like, oh
Maybe.
yeah, by the way, here's some footage. Oh, by the way, Kotar's dead.
So
Sorry.
here's Fate instead.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about one that I am hoping we get information on, and it's not what you think it is, though it's kind of related in a way, sort of. You know, given the other games in the franchise, I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts 4. Where is it? We know it's in development. We've seen we've seen video of it, but where is it, Square? You've been working on this for, well, how long did it take for them to bring out Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, this game's going to be probably at least another 4 or 5 years out.
Oh,
I hate to
most
break it to
definitely.
you. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3, as you said, you touched base on it. I think it took, what, 12 years in development, something like
I think
that,
so.
before it was actually
It took a
released.
long time
Yeah.
between 2 and 3. But then, you also got like 3D and 4 or 5/9 2 days and whatever the hell they were all called.
They're
The
busy.
meantime.
They're busy with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy
Yeah.
17 and part 7, part 3. Right? Like, I mean, they've got enough on their plate at this point. I mean,
Katase's a busy man.
yeah,
Absolutely is.
so I would love to see something on it too, but at the same time, this also gives me a chance to play the other ones.
There
So
you
I'm
go.
okay with waiting because I haven't. I think I jumped into one for a little bit, but I had an issue with the combat, and I didn't
Mhm.
have the appreciation that most people do. And I realized that the first game, the combat is a little janky and it gets smoother as you go.
Yeah.
So I do want to give it another shot.
All right. Let's go back to you, Maverick. What's next on your list?
Sure. So I am going to take you back to a time before this podcast even existed, to the Video Game Awards 2023, where we seen a game called The Last Sentinel. And I gotta say, this game looked awesome. It was just a quick trailer. It was cinematic. Rode in on a motorcycle, slashed a bunch of people up. And that's the last we've seen of it. I've seen it. Oh, this game's gonna be awesome. I can't wait, and I'm still waiting.
Mhm. Think about
Of course, the title of this game is like of this podcast is basically, hey, still waiting, right? So, I mean,
it. Instead of
I,
our normal theme song, we're just gonna have some 41 song. So am I still waiting?
Yeah, pretty much.
pretty much, yeah. But
Without the
I mean,
DMCA strike, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So this game, I it came out or they announced it. We haven't heard anything about it. I actually forgot about it, and then I went through the list. I'm like, oh yeah, that game was a thing. Where is that again? So
We
I
can say
mean,
about most of the games on the list.
yeah. Well, I mean, the list that we have, it's pretty extensive. Like I actually did take the time to kind of go through all the showcases and stuff over the last 4 years to put this list back together and try to
Damn.
update a little bit. So, but yeah, that was one that I was like, oh yeah, that game was a thing. I really want to get my hands on it, but like as we've said, let it cook. I'm going to say that for every game here,
Yeah.
let it cook. But it'd be nice to get a little bit of an update, and some kind of news on some of these games. So this is one that I want to hear something about this year.
Mhm.
I, I I'm hoping like I got a feeling that I'm going to be having to wait till at least December again, where they're like, hey, here's a gameplay trailer, oh, and a release date. It might even be one of those games that get shadow dropped. And again, hopes are very low for that because I don't think a shadow drop's going to happen for any of these games on this list. But it would be nice to hear something. But I think it's going to be the Game Awards this year is where we're going to get a much better look.
Righter. You have one more you want to know what the status is on it, so let's hear it.
Yeah, and again, this is another one of those ones where I think it was. I can't remember if it was Video Game Awards or if it was Summer Games Fest, but this one was announced again quite a few years ago, and all we got was a splash screen for it. That's all we got for it,
Mm.
and I'm talking about Elder Scrolls 6. Um, we've heard again absolutely nothing from Bethesda on this one. I know Bethesda and ZeniMax Studios have been really, really hard at work on the Elder Scrolls Online. They've been constantly churning out brand new content for that. But again, with nothing on Elder Scrolls 6 since then, who knows where this one will be. I would be remiss to think that they would put a nail in the coffin on this one just because of the sheer popularity of it.
Right.
Much along the lines, I mean, I would probably even dare say that Elder Scrolls 6 would probably have more popularity than the KOTOR remake. Despite the fact that, we're talking like Star Wars versus Elder Scrolls, there's two very, very different fan bases there, but there's a lot of intersectionality between the two. So, but I still think Elder Scrolls 6 would probably have more popularity in the gaming world now than than the KOTOR remake. So we obviously know what the game's gonna be like if previous Elder Scrolls are any indicator. I mean, they even put out Oblivion Remastered, which was fantastic, by the way. It was extremely well done for a remaster. So yeah, having Elder Scrolls 6 more or less just sitting there with absolutely no information on where does it take place in Cyrodiil, who's going to be the antagonist in this in this particular story, how many of the previous characters from previous Elder Scrolls games are going to be there. Are we going to see Sheogorath again, one of my favorite voice actors, Wes Johnson? I personally hope he makes a reappearance there too. But yeah, give me more information on Elder Scrolls 6. What the heck, man?
I've got a take on this, and you're not going to like my take. I believe that this game hasn't even begun development yet.
Probably not.
I honestly, I think that little splash screen that we got is, hey guys, we know you're asking for it. We're going to do it. Shut up. Here's something to tie you over for the next little while.
Yeah.
Because,
All of
I
what,
mean,
2 months?
I'm going to say it. Phil Spencer Jr. said it on this podcast a little, fairly often. Gamers are whining little brats for most cases. We're whining about
Not
our
wrong.
games tonight. We're being little bitches, for lack of better terms, bitching about our games that aren't here yet. I mean, I'm still here for it, but it's more of a reminder, like, hey, these games are in development. That being said, for us here at this podcast talking about these games, we're not saying we want them now. We're like, we may say that, but what we mean is these games do exist. We're excited for them. We want
Mhm.
them.
We just want
That being
news.
said, this game I don't believe is in development at this point. I think they did a splash screen, they did a short clip to say, yes, we're going to do it. Please lay off. Let us do our work for these other games that we want to get out. You're going to have to wait. And I have a feeling that it's going to be at least a year before they hit full development, even for it. And that's on the low end. I don't believe that this game is in full development even at this point in time. I think it's a concept. And I think that's why they generated the trailer that they did, or trailer, that splash screen. It's not really in development yet. They're just trying to appease their fans.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
They have concepts of a
That's
plan.
that's my two that yeah, that's it's a concept of a concept at this point in time. Sorry. We're going to be waiting a while for it.
We have a concept of a video game. We don't have a full
Yeah.
video game yet, but it's going to be the most beautiful video game you've ever seen.
Oh, lordy.
That last part's probably true, but you're going to be waiting a bit.
The last one that I want to talk about is Max Payne remake, because I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was just like games that deserve remakes, and one of them was Max Payne, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see that. I wouldn't mind a Max Payne remake. I know we talk a lot about remakes and remasters on this podcast, but sometimes a video game warrants a remake, and I think Max Payne would warrant a remake. Update it, make it look good, make it not look what it looked like in the original game, but absolutely do it. Make a Max Payne remake, and I think the money would be there. What are your guys' thoughts?
I've never played the game,
Yeah,
but
same. But
this is going to be a game
I
that.
watched the movie.
Oh God!
Hey, I like the
Oh
Max Payne movie.
God!
Okay,
Um,
not one of my
I'm
favorites. But I
sorry,
liked it.
man. That game was awful, or that movie was awful. And I know that the game is nothing like the movie.
Mhm.
That being said, this is a game that I would absolutely give a shot with a remake. This is one of the games that a remake would actually be decent. It would be good, because it's going to bring more people into
Right.
that game, into that series. This is one of the examples that I have where remakes are good and is acceptable. I mean, we've talked about it before. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. Black Flag doesn't need a remake. We're getting it anyways. I'm going to buy it anyways. Doesn't need it. I'm still going to fund it. But like, and I mean, I hate myself for even saying that. But Max Payne, um, absolutely would deserve to be on that list of remakes. And I really hope that it goes over well and that it is in production. I've been hearing that it's does actually exist. It is a game. Um, Again, this is going to be another one. I think we'll hear a little bit about it at some point in time this year.
That'd be cool. Ryder, what about you? Any thoughts?
No, unfortunately, no. Max Payne isn't one that I ever played. That was kind of an era of gaming that I really kind of missed out on. So kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is.
All right. Well, let's see. Maverick, you still have. I just saw that come in the spreadsheet. So I'll stop laughing and Maverick, you have another one you want to talk about?
Sure. All right. Let's talk about a little game that a lot of people loved. Rob, I know you love this game. BioShock. This is going to be
Mm.
another game that's going to be this is not BioShock, but it's got the same aspect, same type of idea. Judas. And I am very excited to get my hands on this game. Again, it was one of those ones of here's a gameplay trailer, here's a clip of it.
That
I
was only
believe
announced like
this
what,
one
two
is
years ago?
slated for this year. It was supposed to be out last year, but we haven't really heard much about it. And of course, like a lot of games out there, delays happen. And this one definitely was victim to that. We haven't heard anything no more about this. I would love to hear more. I know Phil Spencer Jr. Was talking this one up, and he's excited for it as well.
Mhm.
But this is definitely one that I would like to have my eyes on a little bit more and have a little bit more of an understanding of what's going to be behind it. So sign me up for Judas, and I can't wait to see what's going to be behind for that. But yeah, that's one that I'd like to hear more about. I hope that this one does see the light of day at some point in time this year.
That'd be nice. Because, like I was saying earlier, didn't we, like, wasn't that announced like 2 years ago? 3 years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
I thought so.
I think 2 years ago.
Because I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, I want to say it was actually on the first time that we did the video game awards. It was shown then, and in 2024 is when we started doing it. Because I remember 2023. Um, I watched I watched Ryder
Mhm.
doing his reaction to the Game Awards, and that's where I was like, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And here we are. Um,
50
and
episodes later.
Yep.
yeah, exactly. Like I mean, and it did come up. I believe it came up in 2024 during the Video Game Awards then, and yeah, I hope to see something more this year, even if it's another trailer or an update or something. I'll take it. But this is one that I've got my eyes on.
Ryder, you had something sneak up onto your list.
Yeah, this one kind of crossed my mind recently here too. There hasn't been any official announcements for it, but there's been less and less. It's become less of a rumor now and more of an official confirmation that. And I've joked about this game so much on this
Jokes.
podcast, but
There's a
Oh,
history to it.
yeah, exactly. There has been more or less confirmation that Division 3 is now in full production. When it will come out, we don't know. What it contains, we don't know. What city is going to be located in, we don't know. All we know is that it's going to be in full production. So, I mean, even though there hasn't been an official announcement for it, I'm definitely wondering where it's at and what we're going to see going forward. I don't wager we'll see anything on it at Summer Games Fest.
Mhm.
Maybe there's a chance we see something at Video Game Awards. If there is anything that we do see, it'll probably be extremely short, if anything. But even then, that could
It's coming.
be that could be more of a coin toss as well. We probably won't hear a lot more about it until at least next year. Maybe even around this time, maybe a little bit later, maybe even closer to Summer Games Fest 2027, before we finally get like a good word on what it is with like a gameplay trailer or something like that. But yeah, Division 3. I keep saying, give me Division 3. I'm gonna get it. It's just a matter
gonna get it.
of when at this stage.
I wonder where it's going to be. I would almost wager that the next place that makes sense for that game, if it's just a shot in the dark, would be LA.
I think
I
that's
think
what we
it, and
discussed.
LA would be a great setting for that game. I mean, they've done Washington, they've done New York. We've gone back to New York
Hmm.
with the DLCs. They announced this week that we're going to be able to go into Central Park, and crossplay is finally going to be a thing with Division
Yes.
2. I mean, um, we talked about it, said like, yeah, it would be nice to get back into it and do if there was crossplay. There's going to be crossplay, but at this point in time, we all kind of feel like, yeah, the ship's kind of sailed. Me for one, I actually downloaded it again. Anyways, I still have the new content from New York to play through in Brooklyn, so I'm gonna do that here relatively soon. So, I mean, I'm good with the DLC. I'll probably pick it up. I'm gonna try to gear up and get ready for it. But I mean, yeah, crossplay being a thing, I think they'll probably carry that over to Division 3, and I hope they do.
I really hope so.
Because it'd be
That game
nice to
needs it.
actually. That game would be great to play with friends, with the people that are on the PC Master Race, and I don't have to go and buy a copy on Xbox as well as PlayStation to be able to play with my friends on Xbox, because I did that as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope that's going to be the direction that they go, and I foresee that happening, that the crossplay is going to be a thing.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, we were talking about like the different locations and whatnot. LA obviously was a really good choice. I had a slightly different theory, although this city also could make a lot of sense for it as well. Chicago, I think, would be a great setting for that, especially if they said it like during the wintertime. Because I think they did something similar. No, they didn't really do it similar um, for Warlords of New York, because it wasn't really in wintertime, but they easily could have at the same time.
Yeah.
But like a winter setting for Division in Chicago, in like downtown Chicago, I think that'd be pretty
There
cool
you go.
too.
Well, they had the winter setting in Division 1, right? New York.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
So
right. Yeah,
Okay, well, this one was snuck onto my list, so I guess I'll talk about it.
that's my fault.
Because
I did that.
because I have been playing the original over on my Twitch channel, and I actually got the bad ending today playing it. Whoops. But yes, rumor is that there's going to be a remake for Chrono Trigger. I am so looking forward to this, especially if they do as good of a job with this as they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Um, I can see a fully voice acted cast, even though Chrono didn't speak at all. But I can definitely see it being totally voice cast. Um, I'd want to get. I don't know how they could do this with keeping the spirit of Akira Toriyama for the game, but kind of keep that look to it, not like make it look like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, where it's a little more realistic looking. You know, sure we lost the polygonal figures of Final Fantasy VII, but we gained something so much better.
yeah,
But I'd want to keep the look of that game because it's so iconic. The story is fantastic, so you don't really need to touch much up there.
cover up a
But
few plot holes. Maybe
cover up a few
that's about
plot
it.
holes. Yeah, exactly that. And I'm all for it. I can't wait to see if this comes to fruition. Maybe we'll hear something later this year. I don't know, but
I
yeah, it'd
think
be
it's in
something.
early development. We probably won't see anything till next year.
Yeah,
Oh, probably
If
not.
I
it's yeah,
I think if in terms of like the animation style, I think if they wanted to keep it truer to the Akira Toriyama style, like the art style of the characters, I could definitely see them doing something along the lines of using an engine similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake, but rather than having a more realistic looking character sprite, what they would probably do is kind of keep it towards like the Akira Toriyama art style, but make it almost basically almost like one of the what's the newest Dragon Ball Z game that came out recently, where it's kind of got that realistic,
Sparking Zero.
something like that, yeah, where they kind of have that realistic environment, but they have the cartoony looking characters built into that engine, so their movements and whatnot are still looking really really fluid, but they have that classic Dragon Ball Z look. I could see them doing something like that for a Chrono Trigger remake, where they have the Toriyama cartoony looking characters in the more realistic looking environments.
Hmm. I was just thinking about it too. You know, along with the remake, you get the remade music, and the music of that
Oh,
game is so damn
absolutely.
good already. And then you just modernize it, redo it, or put orchestral versions to it. Oh my god! Oh my
so
god!
I have a take on this as well. This is a game that I haven't played. I think
It's a
what
great game.
fans would like is something like what Dragon Quest 7 was. That was the game that you were playing recently, right, Ryder?
Yeah.
Something similar to that. But I think what we're going to end up getting, because Square likes their money,
Well,
it's
yeah,
going to be more in line with Final Fantasy VII Remake, is what I
and
think
I
we'll
can see that.
probably end up going to getting. Um, and this is one that I've never played. This the remake I would probably pick up, but I don't think this is going to be a I don't think it's going to be the one that the type of style that we would like to see, which is what Dragon Quest would be. I think we're going to be looking at a full like a Final Fantasy VII remake situation.
More than likely.
Several different chapters. I think what's going to end up happening. I think this is my prediction for this one. You're going to get Final Fantasy VII Part 3. They're going to focus on that. They're going to get that out. Then they're going to pump this out. And they're going to say, yes, you're going to have to wait. This is the next one. This is going to be, this would be in place of Final Fantasy VII Part 4, right? Like they're going to wrap it up in Part 3. I think we're going to be 6 or 7 years out. 6 or 7 years before this game even sees the light of day. So
That's too long.
as great as this game's going to be, it's going to be a long wait.
It's going to be a wait. Yeah, I will agree on that one. But 6, 7 years is way too long.
I think
I
think
mean,
that's what you're going to be looking at.
look at the KOTOR remake. Look how long we've been waiting for that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Exactly.
it's not like they're giving us much choice. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Mhm.
Yep.
Write a sharply worded letter.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But yeah, it's definitely one that I would look forward to, and then remake Chrono Cross,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then give us a third Chrono game.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm asking for too much.
No. I think you'll get those 3 games as a remake, and I think it's going to be the style of Final Fantasy. I'd love to see it as Dragon Quest. Get it done in one. They won't. They like their money. I mean,
Oh yeah,
that's going to be
absolutely.
the way they're going to do it.
What game developer doesn't? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just thinking about it. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Well, maybe I'm asking for too much with the Parasite Eve remake.
Which we're kind of getting, sort of.
Sort of. But
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's enough of my prattling on. Agent Maverick, you have a couple more that you
I
want to
have
talk
2.
about.
Yeah. So
This one, yeah, okay. I'll say this one. Well, is one I'm wanting more information on.
so both of these games are actually slated this year. I have been keeping track of it. We've gotten plenty for the first one that I'm going to discuss, but we haven't got a release date, and that's the aspect I'm wanting. I'm not in a rush for this one. That I'm going to be picking up day one, but it is Onimusha: Way of the Sword. Um, we know that this is a game. They've shown enough off of it. They've shown lots of gameplay footage. There's a lot happening with this game. It will be coming out this year. We just don't know when, and
I'm
that's what
thinking Summer Game Fest will get a announcement for a release date.
I hope it's sooner
Before.
because
Yeah.
I really hope it's sooner than that. I would like to see maybe an announcement at a state of play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that may be the direction that they're going to end up going. I got a feeling that we're going to be like, obviously I can't speak to it, but I got a feeling that we're going to be looking at another state of play. May, June, somewhere before the Summer Games Fest, because Sony does really like to have the focus on them. They don't really show up to these events very often. So I think they have been known to bring in third parties. And this is a game that's coming on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. But that being said, I think we'll get something at some kind of showcase for it with, hey, here's a release date. Or maybe they'll pull the what Wolverine did, which is, okay, guys, you want to know when it's coming? Here's a short trailer. You're getting it, right? And we all know you're not going to see. Okay, this year is going to be a completely different year than any other year when it comes to games. October and November are the really, really expensive years. We joke around on this podcast saying Broketober for October.
True.
And this year, no one, it is a death sentence to release anything late October, early November this year because GTA 6 is just around the corner. And I think we've got it
Maybe.
with that in mind. We need to realize that a lot of the games that are slated for this year are going to have to work around that time frame. There's going to be announcements for the summer. There's going to be announcements that are going to end up pushing games out till early next year. Like another game that I'm excited for that it wasn't on the list is Tides of Annihilation. That one I'm excited to see, but because of GTA 6 where it's landing, I was kind of expecting to see Tides of Annihilation like October, November. I think we're going to see that March of next year. I think we're a
It
full
makes
year out
sense.
from that one. But that's because they want to push it out away from GTA 6 as much as they can,
Oh, yeah.
like every other game. And that's where I think a lot of these games and these developers are going to have to weigh those options this year. Um, the next one I thought was dead for a long time. I thought this one was killed off. I'm happy to give an educational patch and say it was not canceled, and that is Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. That is the Captain America and Black Panther game. And I've been very excited for this game. I mean, let's face facts. Avengers by Square Enix was crap. It was it scared the release of that game also doomed the Guardians of the Galaxy series game. Ryder, you played that after I suggested it to you, right? Like it was solid game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and I think that there's a lot of there's going to be some concern with this after the release of Avengers being what it was. That kind of almost soured people's tastes a little bit. I might be completely off with that, but and I know that if Phil Spencer Jr. was here, he's probably ripped me apart for it. So I'm gonna ramble about that and say it. There may be some concern because of the Avengers game that Square Enix pushed out. But I do want to see more. This game is also slated at some point in time this year, and I'm happy that it wasn't canceled. I want a game where I get to play as Captain America. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters, so to have this game in development is very exciting for me. And I'd like to know a little bit more about Black Panther in during World War II and what his role was before the one that we were familiar with. I think T'Challa, probably butchering his name from, the recent movies. Um, I'd like to know more about his dad. I want to understand his background a little bit more. I'm excited for that part. But to be able to see the dynamic between Captain America and the Black Panther at that point is very exciting. And to see that around that time frame of what Cap went through before he was frozen is also kind of exciting. I hope they end it where he gets frozen and then they do something like a Marvel 1927 or whatever, or 2027 or whatever, where you play Captain America in the future and maybe meet up with, maybe they'll have some kind of tie to the Avengers or something later on and do it right. But that's my take. That's what I'm hoping for. I just hope that it's the Avengers doesn't sour the release of this game because I do want it. I want to see more.
What about you, Ryder? Any thoughts on that one?
I'm curious to see how that one plays out too. I mean, I love the Marvel series as much as the next person. So yes, getting a new Marvel game would be nice to see. I mean, Marvel Rivals was a lot of fun. So having a more story focused Marvel game would be, I think, would be
Mm-hmm.
is very much needed.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I'll agree with
You
that one.
know, a good Marvel game that already exists that you can play on your PlayStation 5, Spider-Man. I had to. Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. couldn't resist.
Oh, I swear to God, I will break out that band poster again.
Phil Spencer's sitting there going, "Do it." All right, gentlemen. So, is there anything else? Any other games coming out that you want more information on? I've been harping on it since Game Awards, but I would really like a title drop for FF7 Remake Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the itch. So,
You should probably
yeah,
get that
exactly.
looked at. You
Exactly.
probably should get that looked at, bud. Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about it.
It'll be okay.
I mean,
It'll be okay.
I mean, there's still lots coming out this year,
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
I mean, Fable alone coming out at some
Fable,
point in
yeah.
time this year too, right? Like that's been confirmed for the fall. There's so many good games that are coming. We are going to get.
Well,
I think last year
Games,
was
we don't know if they're good yet. Like, look at
last year
Hagar
was
and how hyped that was, and then
Yeah.
that's a spectacular failure.
oh last year there wasn't a lot of games, but the games that we got were good quality.
Yeah.
And this year, I think that we're going to get quite a few that are not only good quality, but like
Mhm.
quite a few of them. I think we're finally at the point where a lot of the games that were being made during the pandemic are the ones that are starting to be released, the ones that people were, rushed off to work from home. These are the ones that are starting to come out. We're starting to get the catch up year now, where a
Yeah.
lot of these games are going to be coming. Last year, I kind of felt like it was a little bit of a hiatus still because, nobody was making games when around the pandemic, and it was
Right.
everybody's working remotely, and it was a pain. It takes time for these games to be done and done right.
Yep.
So I think we're finally at a point where we're going to start getting game after game after game. And I mean, so far, like a game like Resident Evil Requiem coming out this last week, that game was fantastic, best in the series. We keep getting games like that. I'm totally here for it.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
get games like that, and everything's going to be a Game of the Year candidate. Which
That my prediction. You guys can right now. You can mark it down. I think there's going to be a few that are likely to see nominations. Grand Theft Auto, we know is going to be there. I know
for
we're
sure.
9 months out from it, but you can mark it down, and we'll see how close I'm going to get for this. Um, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to get a nomination and will likely win. I mean, it's going to happen. I believe that Wolverine will probably get a nomination. Crimson Desert will get a nomination. Resident Evil Requiem is going to get a nomination. And from what I've been hearing, there are people that are out there that think that already that Requiem can overtake Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't think that's going to happen. But it was a fantastic game. So those are my picks. So Crimson Desert, what we'll likely see: Crimson Desert, Wolverine, RE Requiem, Grand Theft Auto 6. I think those are the ones that we're going to and maybe I think I said Wolverine already, but yeah, those are the ones I think we're going to end up seeing as potential nominees. So you can mark it down, see how accurate I'm going to be, but that's what I'm predicting at this time of the year.
Sleeper pick, Slay the Spire.
There you go. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I guess we can put down the controller and call it for another week. So let's go around the horn and just see where we can find everyone. Agent Maverick, where can we find you?
You can't. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
I say that every
Okay,
time,
okay.
right? Actually, I just shot another video tonight. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I shot another video for my BookTube channel for YouTube, talking about my February reads and February pickups. So I'm going to be probably uploading that tomorrow morning. So tune in for that. So check me out there on YouTube. I also have been starting to push out some more news at the new Geek Corner. In the next couple weeks, I'll be pushing out a review for Project Hail Mary. I read the book recently. Ryder did as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the movie. So I'll be getting a review out for that. I put a review out for RE Requiem. I wrapped that game up in the last few days. So you can find me
This year it's
there.
only March.
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I put that out recently. And I do stream very seldomly. I will put up a schedule on the new Geek Corner on Facebook when I decide to do that. So at this point in time, I don't have any planned streams. One of the guys that I work with is off on sabbatical for the next 7 weeks. So my schedule's kind of all over the place. So it's kind of hard for me to lock in an exact date to be able to do that. So I was playing RE4. I might just switch it up, do Requiem. I want to do another couple runs at least, anyways. So who knows? Might do a stream for that. But I will let you guys know on the new Geek Corner.
Excellent. Ryder, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me still over on Twitch. I'm still kind of doing just the once a week thing where I'm currently playing through Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. As I mentioned before, Slay the Spire is coming up right away, so I do plan on adding that to my stream schedule at some point in time because I do want to be able to use that Twitch integration so that way you, the community, can actually join me in the games and influence how I play the game as we progress through it. But we'll see what happens with that. You can also find me over on YouTube where I do things like Let's Plays, hardware reviews. I know I've been promising to do a couple of hardware reviews, just haven't had the time to get it through, especially considering I was on holidays for the last couple of weeks. But I do have this brand new headset as well as a new keypad that I'm going to be doing hardware reviews on over on my YouTube. So make sure you guys are subscribed to that channel to look out for that.
Awesome. And you can find me over on Twitch as well, where I stream. Well, right now, I am doing what I've called Mystery March, where I basically just pick a day of the week and stream, with the exception of Fridays. Fridays are normally scheduled streams where I play Dead by Daylight, but I've been playing Chrono Trigger, the original. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode, in God mode. And my schedule is going to be changing here in the month of April. I'm going to be playing some new games over on my channel. I've already talked about one I'm going to be starting. I am going to be taking my first steps into the Alan Wake universe, and I'll be playing Control coming in April. But you can join me on my Twitch channel. You can also find me on YouTube, where I upload all of my VODs. I'm on all the socials, and you can also find my books over on Amazon. You can pick up my novel Shade Falling on Amazon, and you can pick up my storybook Mochi's Christmas on Amazon as well. You can get those through either Kindle e-reader or on paperback. All our links will be in the description down below. All right, so I think that will wrap it up for this week's episode. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, this is our 50th episode. We're doing this for 50 episodes now, and good to have the team back again. So
Yeah, absolutely.
so here's the 50 more episodes. God help us. No, I'm kidding. For my co-hosts, Agent Maverick 86 and Rider Pride 639, I am the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit, and we will see you on the next level. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.